It's Paul Marsh, and I'm delighted to say that I've been joined by Emily Steele, aka Dynamite from Gladiators. Emily, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really, really good, thank you. Now, I know you're incredibly busy at the moment, so I really do
Mhm.
appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. I know we met very briefly last year at Truck Fest. How did you enjoy those?
It was great. It was a mix of people that, I've never been surrounded around before. Like I'm so used to the sporting world. So kind of getting to know different people with a completely different interest of trucks was was interesting, but it was very fun. The weather was nice as well. Big turnout, loads of kids as well that get really excited.
What's that
Yeah,
like
I
to
really
meet all the
enjoyed it.
families that come to see you?
Yeah, yeah, it honestly is amazing. Just the kids look up to you and you just want to inspire them every single day.
Yeah, and so truck driving is not going to be a job that you take up in your off season.
No, I don't think I'll be driving any trucks. But I'll go look at some.
Now,
Yeah.
obviously, I know that the Gladiators are due to appear at Truckfest throughout the rest of this year.
Mhm.
I know that you don't know what you're going to be appearing at next year, but obviously, if it is going to be you, is that something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, yeah, the sun's starting to shine as well. I think it'll be a good day out if I manage to get to one of them.
Now, talking about what you do on your off days from Gladiators, because people
Mhm.
may not know this, but obviously Gladiators filmed over a short period, and then you do all your promo and bits and pieces. But I know through
Yeah.
talking to some of the other Gladiators that you have a lot of free time, probably around about 10 months of the year where you aren't
Mhm.
involved in that. One of your
Mhm.
passions and something that you are just about to start doing is you
Mhm.
want to be an artist, you want to be a singer. How long
Yeah.
is that something that you've wanted to do?
I mean, before everything, I did like performing arts and music at school. So literally from year one, I was singing, playing like instruments, violin, recorder, everything. One of them. I was a little performer before I even entered the sport world. And I think I obviously started swimming competitively at 7. And from then, sport just became like my whole life. So I never really had time for anything else. It was always just a singing in the shower kind of thing. Or parents leaving, you sat in your room and you just like singing to YouTube clips. Um, and then yeah, and then recently is like I don't know, just long car journeys. You're just having a little sing song, aren't you? But I've kind of obviously like when we're not filming, I'm training full time still in weightlifting. But when I'm resting, or because I obviously can't do that every hour
24
of the
hours a
day,
day, yeah.
yeah, I've kind of just been starting to write some music, and I don't know, I've kind of it's been good for me to write down all my thoughts. I've used it as like therapy to
Is
like
it, I
put
was
all my
just going
thoughts
to
into a
say,
song.
is it quite cathartic?
Yeah, yeah. It's like if something's on my mind, I'll write it down, make it into a song, and then it's just gone. Like it's left.
It's a good way of getting it out there and until it becomes a number one hit and you've got to sing it for the rest of your life.
And then I get bored of it.
So
Yeah, yeah.
when did it go from, like you say, just something of a bit of a hobby that you were enjoying to, do you know what? I'm actually going to get into a studio and lay something down.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just had a thought one evening. Like, I really do want to kind of use my platform to showcase something different for once. And like, singing is something that I actually really enjoy just doing and always have done. Like, it's never felt like a chore. It's just something that naturally just happens. So I just thought, you know what, I'll see what recording studios are around. Found a recording studio on Instagram and literally just sent them a message and was like, hey, can we come in and try some bits? Originally did a cover, recorded that, posted that, had really good feedback. So that kind of boosted my confidence because I was kind of a bit scared to
Yeah,
post anything because it's completely different. And
yeah.
a lot of people were so surprised because they didn't even know I could sing. And I was like, yeah, I don't really sing from the rooftops in front of everyone, but that boosted the confidence. And then the producer just said, why don't you try and write something and see what happens? And I didn't think I'd be very good, but you get in a flow.
I always think it's something with music, especially singing. It's really, really hard because you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Let's say you are known for your weightlifting, you're known for Gladiators and bits and pieces like that.
Mhm.
I think when you emerge as a singer, you're really laying your soul bare and you're sharing yourself to everyone,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Yeah. And I didn't actually think that at first. Like when we recorded the song and when I was writing it, I felt fine. Like I was obviously a little bit nervous to release it, but also just excited to try something new. But then it literally got to a couple days before it was coming out, and my producer was like, "Why are you so nervous?" Like, I was overthinking everything, hyperfixating on every single note in the song, like listening to it 10,000 times, being like, "That sounds rubbish. We need to change that." Um, like we literally changed the melody 3 days before we released it.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Why was
I was
that?
just like, it was just like, I don't know. I just wanted it to feel 100% perfect. Like, yeah, I'm ready to release it out to the world. Um, but yeah, I think I was just most nervous at the fact that it's like you let everyone into your brain and your thoughts.
Mm.
It is
Yeah.
literally that. And I'm not even one to talk about how I feel at all, really. Yeah, no, it's just out to the world.
Well, I do think that's a nice thing because, again, I think obviously all the gladiators, you're all seen as big and tough and strong, but it is,
Mm,
I think it's very important to share that, it doesn't matter how physically big and strong you are,
mhm.
you still have your feelings, you still have your good days and your bad days and your inner thoughts. So it's not a bad thing to share that you're vulnerable as well.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know, like I've already now that it's out, I'm just excited now. Like it's just I'm ready for the next one. And it's one of them where now that it's out to the world, it's no longer necessarily my feelings and how I feel. Everyone interprets it their own way and puts their own spin on it and relates to it differently. So it's now just not necessarily mine. It's for everyone, I guess.
So the single Walking Away, it came out last week. What sort of response have you had from the fans?
A lot of people being shocked. I've had like close friends message me and say, "We knew you were going to release something, but we didn't think it'd actually be quite good." I think a lot of people just expected me to be recording something just in my room and just let it out. Um, but yeah, I've had that. I've had loads of people who don't really like country music say that they really love it, so that's also a win. Um, and yeah, I think people are just ready for the next one. I've obviously had a few people ask like, who is it about? But it doesn't even
Mm.
matter, does it? I'm just a 20-year-old girl.
Well, I'm a big country music fan as well. And I think
hmm
the one thing that I've really noticed over the last few years is the amount of people that have said to me, because again, they know I'm a country music fan. And a lot of people have come up to me in the last few seasons and said, oh, this Morgan Wallen track that's come out, this Post Malone track that's come out, I really like it. I didn't think I'd like country music, but I really do. I think a lot of people, you think of Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers and people like that, and I
hmm
think a lot of people assume that that is country music, whereas
Yeah.
obviously in 2025 it sounds quite different, really.
Yeah. That Morgan Wallen Post Malone song was my top played last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
I listened to it every single day, like 5 times a day, I think. Um, I loved it. But yeah, I think people have kind of realized with country music is it's so easy to be clever with lyrics, and I don't know, I think most country songs are just a massive metaphor and people are like, wow, that's crazy. Like you've just compared something to a truck.
Yeah.
Like how does that work? It's like you've turned a love story into a song that you wouldn't even think it would be a part of. I don't know. It's weird. Like I've always liked that about country though, because I've always been a lyrics listener in songs. Like I've never been a fan really of dance music. I like to relate to it and almost like feel something in a song,
I think
if you get.
I think it has its place if you want to go out and dance with the girls and what. I
Yeah.
think it has its place, but I agree with you. I think sitting and listening to something and it really gets you and you really identify with it, I think that's
Mhm.
special.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just something about country music. It feels and sounds so raw.
Mm.
Do you know, it's just instruments and people. There's nothing else. And that's what I kind of like.
So what's the plan now then? The single's out, it's doing really, really well. What's the plan? Have we got more music coming? Is there an album? Are you going to be doing some shows, some tours? What's the plan?
Plan is, I mean, I've already got like 5 songs written, like
Wow.
ready to kind of build on. So I think I want to release, we're going to aim to release every 6 weeks, like a new song every 6 weeks. Um, and hopefully just build and grow from there. And yeah, I think my one of my New Year's resolutions goals was to have an album out because I think that would be kind of cool. And I've got the platform now and the connections to kind of almost make it work more than ever. So I really want to push for that. And then maybe I can do, I'm already just quite excited. Like maybe I can then do a show of like original songs, a couple covers, maybe get someone on to do a nice duet. Who knows? But yeah,
Well, obviously, Country to Country has just finished here in London and all over the UK.
yeah.
This time next year, maybe Emily Steele at Country to Country.
If if I'm brave enough, if I am brave enough to get up on the stage, because as much as like singing in a booth and writing a song is one thing, I feel like actually performing on a stage is so different. And I'm only used to performing as a sports person and like getting in the zone and lifting stuff. I've never like I've performed on stage when I was younger, but it was me literally just stood there on the spot singing Miley Cyrus The Climb.
It's funny, isn't it? Like when because I'm the same. So obviously I do a lot of hosting, and as you know at Truckfest, I do a lot
Mhm.
of hosting and bits and pieces. But if somebody asked me to sing a song like that in public, I think the knees would go, and I'd
Yeah.
probably want a corner to hide in somewhere. So it's one thing performing in public when you're confident and you know it's something
Mhm.
that you can do all the time. But
Yeah.
performing in public with something you're not so confident about, it's very, very different.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But it's also because I can't really dance. Like, I think a lot of performers they can move a little bit. I'm quite stiff.
Well, Lainey Wilson, I was listening to Lainey on the way down to do the interview, funny enough, and Lainey is not really much of a dancer. She moves, she gets around the stage, but I
Mm.
wouldn't say she's a dancer, and she's one of the biggest names in the world. So that
Yeah, so
so.
maybe we'll be all right. Who
Well, look,
knows? I'll just
Emily, it's
keep
been
releasing.
absolutely wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thanks for
I'm
having me.
hopefully our paths will cross at some point during this summer. That'd
Yeah.
be really nice. I guess there's
Yeah.
only one thing left to do, and that is for you to introduce your new single.
Yeah, so here is my new single called Walking Away. I hope you enjoy it.